Welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast. I'm Jenna Garcia, and joining me as always is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
Hello. Today we are talking about going from not liking games to liking games and kind of all the details of that. How possible is it? Can you dislike a game if you don't understand it? All those things, and as well as talking a little bit about NBA on the Run, because we did the they had like this beta for like a couple hours on Friday. We dipped into that. That game's coming out pretty soon, so we won't spend too much time talking about it. Just kind of wait for the full game and see what they do. But we did want to discuss it briefly, put it on people's radar. And then for the not game section, we will be talking about a variety of perspective questions, which funnily enough, that is the topic I feel like we've been slowly working on the longest. Like, we came up with this idea maybe like a year ago
yeah,
and have just been like slowly adding. And even with that, I was like, I don't feel like we have enough questions. So I'll be pulling some from, I did a quick Hail Mary online to get a couple other things we can discuss on that one. But yeah, with that being said, want to talk games?
let's talk games.
Let's talk games. So we were in the car, like all great Gamecast ideas start. And I said, wait, this is a podcast. This is a podcast. And we still talked about it a little bit. But we were talking about basically going from not liking a video game to liking it. How often is that actually happening for you? And then also, can you almost explain a game to someone and then get them to like it? The reason this came up is because I was talking to you about wanting to get the Pew Pew Bang Girlies, which is another podcast that I do, to potentially play Slay the Spire 2. And they all have different backgrounds with like the genre and like perspectives on the game. And something I was telling you was that, yeah, like I'd like them to just, try it. I know that they might not like it. And kind of like if they don't like it, I don't really think there's a point in, like, I'd be down to still play with them and talk to them about the game. But like, I don't think playing with me and me explaining more of the game is going to be like, oh, now it's fun, because like I just don't think it's that you can do that. And you didn't necessarily disagree, but we were just kind of unpacking that. So tell me more about your perspective on that. Let's start with, do you think you can go from disliking a game to liking it, and has that happened for you? And I want to be really clear on this. When I say dislike, I don't mean like a neutral to, man, I'm not that into it, because I think we've all had that, like, where it's like, I don't know, it doesn't seem that special, and then it pops off and you're really into it. I had that to a degree with Claire Obscura. I never disliked it, but I was like, I don't know, it seems cool. And I was like, wow, it just kept building and got better and better. Similar trajectory I had with Silk Song as well. But have you ever been like, I don't like this, and then been like, now that I spent more time, actually, I'm a fan?
Yeah, the dislike to like turnaround. I mean, it's definitely happened before. I think maybe not ever like a super strong dislike to a very strong like. But I've definitely had games that like I actively did not enjoy playing. Like I was not having a good time playing, and then something happened. Either I changed how I approached it, or the game changed the mechanics it had for me, or something, to where I came back around and I was like, you know what? This game's not that bad. It's actually maybe a little bit good. I know I'm going to get flamed for this, right? But I think most recently was the Control and Alan Wake 2, the Remedy games. I hated, I think, the first like hour to 2 hours of Control. It just did not. It still, I think, doesn't feel good to play, to shoot. The combat in that game is not very good. The world, incredibly interesting, but it was so hard for me to like push through that into like getting to the good part that is this like weird, funky, paranormal kind of world. I ended up just turning like one-hit kills on, and then that fixed the game for me. That was like, all right, cool. I think the combat's really bad. I don't have to interact with the combat. I just now get only good game. And I came back around on it. I'm super excited for Control 2, or whatever the new one's going to be called.
This is a big point of contention. in this
Yeah.
department. I don't
Yeah.
think you like Control. I don't think you like Alan Wake. I don't think you think either are good. I don't
Yeah.
think you enjoy your time playing them.
No, 100% I do.
I think you're full of it. And I think
No,
everyone listening can maybe kind of pick that up as well. Like,
No.
I think this is like almost like another topic, but you're not engaging with most of the game, and I think it's because you don't like it.
No, I'm not engaging with the parts of the game that I think are bad, which is the combat. In both games, both series, I think the combat is not good. And I don't have to do that.
It's kind of giving, though, like, oh, we have fun when he's not talking. But, like, I love when he's, like, buying me things, you know? It's like, girl, you do not like that man, which is, hey, get your bag if you want. So if you want to get your bag in Control and you know, have them tap the card and you're, like, not listening to their problems, that's between you and Control.
No.
So would you say you're a fan of Control?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, no. But I like the games. I like them. I'm excited to play the new one that comes out. When Alan Wake 3, hopefully they bring my girl back and you get more gameplay. Alan Wake 2 specifically, I didn't play Alan Wake 1. I didn't play Quantum Dreams or Quantic Dreams or whatever it was called. The only two like Remedy games that I played were Control and Alan Wake 2. But Alan Wake 2, what was the woman cop name?
Oh, I'm blanking. I'll put it up while you talk.
Thank you. When you play as her, it's a lot more kind of that Resident Evil survivor horror, like, oh, I'm sneaking around, I'm trying to figure out clues
Saga
for this
Anderson.
lockbox. Saga, yes, thank you. When you're playing a Saga, it's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, like, oh, where do I go next? What's the next part of this clue? What's the next story beat? Oh, okay, cool. There's some weird guy over here. Okay, cool, sweet. What's going on with this weird ritual thing? I'm piecing puzzles together. I'm going to my mind palace, and I'm you know, drawing the lines between the photos and figuring out clues. All of that incredibly fun, and that to me is like the core good part of that game, and I got a lot of it, and I was having a good time. Even when you literally go to like psych ward or something like that, and you have to like get the keys to unlock the doors, and like it's straight up Resident Evil. Totally like that. Playing as Alan, it's a little slower, it's a little whacker. It's not as fun. It's not as exciting. It's not puzzles. It's just he is more just combat, which I found, again, just not super interesting. So in Alan Wake 3, I want to get more Saga, less Alan Wake. In Control, I want more funky, weird, cool. Now, I will say, with the new Control game, they're switching it up. They're giving you like a sword, like you're doing like melee combat.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's like a
maybe I
hammer
just don't think Remedy does the gunplay well, but maybe they do sword play well. Maybe I just kind of feel like is feeling good.
Going back to my counter thesis, which is that you don't like these games. I think you find some fun in them. I think you make it work. Kind of, again, it's like a bad relationship. You're like, I'm here for the parts that are fun, and I'm trying to like minimize the stuff that I don't like, which is half of it. It's kind of like I feel like that's like saying I like baseball because I like going to eat the hot dogs at the stadium. Like, I don't think that means that you don't enjoy going to the game. Like, you can still enjoy going to the games. Like, oh yeah, I have fun with it, but I wouldn't really say that you like baseball. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of different.
I think you're downplaying how big a part, or I think
the hot dogs are, which
you're
is a big part of
overplaying
it.
how big a part the combat is in those games. I don't think the combat is like really that critical to like what that game is. You know what I mean? Again, as someone who avoided doing the combat, I don't think it's that critical to enjoying.
To me, it's not even just that, like, you avoiding it, because I think there's a world where you're telling this story and you're like, oh, it was like kind of too hard for me, so I tuned the difficulty down and I had way more fun with the game. And I'm like, I think that's valid. The reason I don't think your thing is valid is because you specifically are like, I dislike this aspect, so I'm essentially removing it from the game. Okay, well, that means you don't like the game. Like, to me, that means you don't like the game, which also, I realize for people listening, it sounds insane for me to tell you that you don't like something that you say you like, but I've been here for 6 years, and like, I know when you're fucking bullshit, and you've bullshitted a lot less over the last couple years, but this Remedy nonsense, you try to walk on here and say, I went from disliking to liking Control. Nah, bro.
I did. I'm excited for the new game. If I did not like the game, I would not be excited for the new one.
I feel like, though, your excitement comes from just like seeing what they're gonna do with it more than.
What do you mean? That's the whole.
But I don't think it's based on, oh man, I loved the like old games and now I'm gonna more yum, give me seconds. I think you're hoping that they make a different dish because the other dish you didn't like.
I didn't like it, and then I added some sugar to it, and it was like, all right, that's not that bad, you know. Added some salt, added some spices, you know. I fixed the dish. I fixed the dish they gave me. You know what I mean?
Your example of it being like I'm adding cream and sugar to the coffee is an intriguing one, and that's probably the most compelling argument you've made to this. But I still don't think I'm not buying it. But the last sell was a little compelling. Do you have an example that's a little more believable of you going from disliking a game to liking it? Because I'll tell you one thing, I'm not buying it. The audience might be buying it. I'm not buying it, but.
I mean, I know that you would say I felt that way with Overcooked, right?
Yes.
I'm
curious your perspective. Like, did you feel like you disliked Overcooked before?
Man, I would have to say probably yes. I think that as a whole, I think Overcooked is like the exception to the rule, right? So those who don't know, Overcooked, it's a game where you play it's like a sort of wackier physics kind of funky cooking game where it's you and your friends, your chefs in some fantastical kitchens, and you have to like make dishes, serve the dishes, clean up the plates afterwards, maybe put out fires, prep the food, yada yada, right? There's like a whole bunch of steps of things you have to do around the kitchen, ultimately trying to race the clock to get as many dishes out as you can. The faster you do it, the more points you get, yada yada. But the thing is that again, it's like a little wacky physics there where you're bumping into each other. You have limited space on counters, so like you maybe have to like have someone pick up a plate so that you can put your pot down, and you know, somebody watches the stove while you clean some plates or some cups or something like that. Like it's a party game where the intent is kind of you're getting in each other's way, and it's a little bit chaotic. I inherently don't think I enjoy those kinds of games because it's like taking the best of a single player game and then making it into a multiplayer game, and then that's terrible, right? Where like if it's a resource manager where I in my own head in my own kitchen I can say like, all right, cool, I'm gonna have dirty dishes over here, I'm gonna put plates here, prep some veggies over there, blah blah blah, that all works. But the chaos of other people in your kitchen, right, is not only where the fun comes from, but that is like the twist on it, and I don't like that. Now that said, having played with you, I think that we as a couple, for I would hope many couples out there, have pretty good communication, and so playing it with you changed my dynamic with the game where we were on the same page. We were able to come up with a plan going into each sort of level and saying like, okay, well, that really didn't work last time. I was getting in your way, you were getting in my way, blah, blah, blah. What if we try this? Like, we'd pivot. We'd come up with new plans and new theories and experiment and try it and then eventually beat it. I think that is a game that I disliked, that I learned to like playing it with you. So I don't know if you would count that, because I still don't think that game like mechanic is good. Like, we've played other similar kind of wacky physics games, you know, Moving Out, there's like Ember, the firefighter one, and a couple other ones.
But I think those games
like,
just aren't that good.
They just aren't good. Yeah.
/ they are, to the game's credit, the physics is slipperier. Did I say that right? Is that the right word? It's more slippery. Yeah, I think
more slippery. Yeah, there you go.
It's more like slipperier. Yeah, it's more slippery than Overcooked, which I acknowledge that some people like that. I think that is like a little bit of a taste thing. Like, I actually don't normally like wacky physics games. Just not something I really spend a lot of time with. I find Overcooked to be a more refined take on the wacky physics, and that makes it so that I feel more capable. Like, I need to feel capable enough to enjoy it. So Overcooked's kind of the only one of those I like. But yeah, like, I would consider, even though I get what you're saying, because I think what you're kind of arguing, and let me know if I'm saying this correctly, is that you don't think you'd like playing Overcooked with like somebody else or like 3 other people.
Yeah. Like, it would be, I think, a really hard time finding a good play session with people outside of you specifically, or like people who I have like just a really close wavelength with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
So,
but that comes to mind for me regarding you. For myself, I don't think I have too many examples. I would love for you to like go into your mind palace and see if there's things you've witnessed from like my playing. But while you're doing that, like the only thing that really comes to mind for me is Madden, like Madden 03, which I played with my brother a lot, as part of a cultural exchange where like I was making him play Mario Party more times than anyone would ever play, which he likes Mario Party, but like not the way I liked it. Same with Smash Bros. He's like, okay, well, if we're gonna be doing all this, like, can you also play Madden with me? Was kind of the setup. Maybe he remembers it differently, and maybe it was different. He has a better memory than me, but that was kind of the setup. And when I started, the problem is like, did I ever dislike it? I'm gonna say kind of, just because it is like American football, and I really didn't watch any sports at the time. Maybe some basketball I was watching at the time. And I was really bad at it also, which being bad at like a sports sim is like kind of rough, but we had a really good system of accounting for that by like when we first started playing against each other. I got the like super team that didn't actually exist. There was like a team they made of like a bunch of the best athletes in the league. They were all on a team, and then in the game it was all NFL teams, but they also had one like either literal college team or like a conceptual like almost like minor league team. It was like the weakest team in the game, so that's how we would play, so that it would be competitive and still fun. He was playing with the worst team, I was playing with the best team. As I got better, we went into regular teams where like now we just play with like regular teams, and it can be competitive and all of that. Even though honestly, I don't know if he was like more strategic. I was just asking Madden every time and kind of just doing almost whatever Madden said every single time, which for those who don't know, it's like Madden. It's like based on it's named after the guy, like John Madden. And it's like you could ask, there's like a button where it's like ask Madden, and you have the plays that are up, and then like the AI basically just tells you like what they think that you should do is essentially it, where it's like, okay, cool. Like you can just, it's so early in that franchise that like the game was pretty simplistic. Now, if I tried to play those games, I think it would be wildly difficult because there's just way more going on. But I feel like that might be my only example. There's been games that have surprised me where it's like, this is outside my genre, and I like it. I'm surprised by that. Like say Aspire like 1. But I don't know if I've gone from being like I don't like it to now I like it. Other than maybe Madden.
I mean, I'm trying in recent times. What would you say about Silksong? Because I know that was a game that in the beginning I don't think you were having a good time. I think that's fair.
I don't know if I was having a good time at the end of Silksong. I mean, Silksong is weird because it's by design meant to make you kind of miserable. So it's like a weird. I don't know. I know other people have different perceptions of like the Souls-like and like and how they feel about it. Where they're like, oh my god, I'm getting my ass beat, and I love it. I love that I'm pissed off. It's like I don't know. Like I don't really understand like that exact perspective. I think Silksong is more of a. I don't know. It was a worse time in the beginning. I definitely grew to like it more, but I don't think I ever disliked it, because if I disliked it, I probably wouldn't have kept playing it. Even with, I think I saw enough in those first couple hours to have hope, but I definitely was not drinking the Kool-Aid yet. It took a while for me to personally see what makes Silksong special. Which again, this is like kind of getting off topic, but I don't think that's like a hot take. It's just that I don't think there's a lot of people, like, not to brag, but I don't think there's a lot of people that did what I did, which is you don't really play these games and you played this one for like a substantial amount of time, like to completion. Because I think for most people, they don't play those games, so they just skip it. And then the people that are freaks, they're freaks. So they're like, you know, and also they have the background of it. Yes. And they have the background for it. Like I'm obviously using freaks kind of exaggeratory, but like if Silksong 2 comes out in 10 years and I play it, I probably will have a more charitable reading of it, even if it's not doing anything yet, because I know the franchise and like trust the designers and can like, you kind of in my mind, this is my perspective, you kind of exaggerate, like you fill in the gaps a little bit, where it's like you'll hit a wall and be like, Team Cherry did it again, because you know that like how they are, and you know what they're doing, and you know that they're going to deliver, and you see them start to like do little things. But if you're new to it, it's like that simply is like that's not revolutionary. Like I'm walking left to right, I can't do much, there's bugs, like the art is pretty. Like I don't think there's a lot special in the first, few hours of Silksong. Like maybe when you get to Hunter's Marsh, it starts kind of being like, oh, now it's got some spice to it and things. But like I just think it's a regular ass game. But I think that's because I don't like didn't know Team Cherry like that. But like if anyone just looks at this just looks like a normal ass video game. So I don't know. So that's kind of my thing with the Silksong thing, my long-winded trajectory, where again I think the specialness is that you know them, not because it was crazy how I jumped from like one little platform to another. It's like it seems very run of the mill until it to me reveals more of what it has going on under the hood. Gosh, what do I have? I just unfortunately I feel like I'm way more likely to go the other way. I like this. Actually, I didn't like it that much. It's been happening more and more lately, and it literally makes me not even want to talk about a game if I haven't like played it long enough, because I feel like it makes me look like a fool, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I mean, I think that makes sense, right? Like if people are going to fall into one of the camps, I feel like they're more likely to not play a game that they don't think they will enjoy, and instead play a game that they think they will and find out that they don't. You know what I mean? Like that just is I feel like a very natural way for the cards to fall for like the vast majority of people. So
yeah,
but yeah, no, that's fair.
If I ever re-pick up and end up enjoying Red Dead 2, that would be pretty much checking this box, I think, which I think there is hope for that.
Didn't like it?
No, I thought it was too simmy.
Oh yeah, you like open the drawers, and I remember you talking about that.
It's not even just the opening the drawers, it's the fact that if you sneeze, the entire town is after you, and it's like I'm like, this is too fucking much. I also feel like this is kind of a spicier one, but Red Dead 2 obviously has a big modding scene, and I think with some of these games, it gets to the point where it's like, you're modding so much of it, maybe the game wasn't that good when it got, you know what I mean? Like, if you have to change, and this kind of thing, if you have to change, like, everything going on in the game, and now you have a good game, maybe you never had a good game. And I know there's plenty of people that play Red Dead 2, like, on console, or, with, vanilla, like, less dramatic mods. But it is a certain point where it's like, you have more cream than you have coffee is the thing. And I think at that point you don't like coffee. You like to drink cream. You're drinking cream. So to bring it back to like the other question, how much does understanding factor in with liking a game, and can you truly dislike a game if you don't baseline understand it? Because that was one of your arguments, where I was like, I don't think I can explain to someone where it's like, here's the game and what's cool and what's happening and the ways you can think about it. And they're like, oh, now I'm having fun. Like, I just don't, that doesn't seem true to me, but I think you felt like maybe there was a little bit more there.
I think that like, yes, I don't think you can have someone go from, like again, strongly negative to strongly positive through explanation alone. I think that for someone, I'm kind of in the camp of, for someone to dislike a game, they kind of have to some degree already know and understand what the game is, right? Whether it's they've played other ones in the series or other, similar games in the genre. Like you kind of have to know something about the game in order to actively dislike it. And so there's no explanation that will like turn you from what you didn't enjoy and make it something you enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like you like something in the game will have to change. Now, I do think that explanation can highlight those small differences that might turn a game from something like strongly negative to at least neutral or maybe a little positive, right? Where like if you hate the I guess I don't want to use anything too new, right? But say, you hate Mario, right? I hate jumping. I think it's just boring. All you can do is jump. He's Jumpman. He jump, right? Cool. knowing that Mario eventually can get like little power-ups, the fire flower, the star, the boot, the wings, the feather, like all these other things that then gives him more interesting ways to interact with the enemies. Maybe that is enough, like knowing that like, okay, he's not just only jumping. Like, you know, maybe I'll try it again. I'll play a little bit more. I'll put more time into it.
But he's mostly jumping.
But he's mostly jumping.
Things, he's jumping. I mean, I feel like I think you can dislike a game without understanding it, but I think to me, there's kind of like two things you're getting at there. There's like knowing what else is to come and how that might like make it less dramatic. Almost like this is like apples and oranges, but we talked about Demon Slayer last week, and I don't really like those like heavily archetyped kind of cheesy characters, and I especially hate the annoying character trope, which is Zenitsu. And with him being like, you're like, he's not that like prevalent though. It's like, okay, well then the part I can kind of just eat around the part that has Zenitsu in it in a way. And again, he's not all awful, but he's mostly not my taste. So there's like a little bit of that, I guess, where it's like, how much can you eat around the part that you don't like? Or how much can you like, if it's broccoli, is there like a cheese that's coming that you could pour on it and you're still not going to like the broccoli, but you can kind of just like eat the cheese and like not really notice? I don't know if that could take you from dislike to like, though.
Yeah. Can you even say you like the game? Or is it just like you went from it's intolerable to tolerable? You know what I mean? Like that's...
I think you can like it because I have to think that, because now that I'm thinking about it, something about me that's weird or unpopular. There's a couple of people I've met like this that have this take. So I don't think it's like a wildly like deep cut take or anything. But for Silksong, I really like exploring and platforming. I don't like fighting the bosses. And that's kind of the whole game. Like, what's your take on that? Safe space. I won't get upset. Like, would you say that maybe like, does that mean I in a way don't like the game because like half of the game, to kind of invert the but I guess it's like why I push back against it with your remedy thing is I feel like you think it's bad. Like, I don't think the bosses in Silksong are bad. I just don't want to have to work that hard to fight them. I don't think they're bad. Well, you think the shooting is bad. So this is me getting defensive before you can even attack me. So boom.
No, I don't think you're crazy to say that, because I think that like Silksong is one of those games that is like, it is part platforming and exploration and then part combat. Like, it is almost like two very equal chunks of that game fall into one of those two buckets, right? Like, everything you're doing falls into one of those two. And it's not that you presumably, right, from the sounds of it, hate all the combat. It's just some of these boss battles are they're asking for a lot more than what you're willing to give, And yeah, I think that's
almost
fair.
All of them. Some of them in hindsight, I'm totally like, fair. I think this one was okay, but it's like, was it? Because at the time it didn't feel okay. But looking back, it's like I don't have pain. Yeah. When I go there, even though I know at the time I probably was complaining.
I mean, it's inherently, for a lot of the boss fights, in my opinion, are very much like the game going from go anywhere, do anything, explore to your heart's content, approach anything the way you want, to like, okay, this boss is making you fight them a very particular way. And obviously, you can use different crests or whatever to like alter your fighting a little bit, but like for the most part,
the same crest over and over.
Or you use the same crest over and over
for 70 hours.
But it is very much like going from like a wide funnel to like a thin pathway. It's like, okay, like you can do whatever you want up here, but in order to progress, you have to do this thing in particular, in a very particular fight, at a very particular way, with these same mechanics, these same moves. You know what I mean? Like, so I can totally understand not liking that. I don't think I don't think that checks this box at all, or even like is near it, you know what I mean?
I'm free.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think. So as far as like, do you need to understand a game to dislike it? I don't think you need to understand it personally, because I think disliking and liking is just a feeling, and I don't think a feeling needs logic. It can have logic. A lot of feelings have logical elements to them, like, that's kind of what intuition is, right? It's like your body pulling like old information and delivering a feeling to you that you maybe can't even really parse out like the why, but you like have that feeling, and then it's up to you on how you want to like react accordingly, which is like really cool. So I think in that sense, like, you can dislike anything, but I don't think that means, I think without understanding, your opinion is only relevant to yourself. Like, it's not really like that meaningful, which is, that's also where I like go back to the, people often ask me, why do you say a game is bad? Why can't you just say it's not for you? I'm like, because that game is for me. I just thought it was bad. Like, it's like, if I play like a Metroidvania or a platformer or whatever, and I think it's bad, I genuinely just think that. And you could think that I don't have like a good opinion, or you don't like, you think my reasons are BS, or whatever your opinion is on my own opinion, that's neither here nor there. Versus like, there are games where like, some games I don't even play because I feel like it's almost like reading a language I don't understand. It's like, I can like make some of the sounds, but I have no idea what I'm saying. So it doesn't really like mean anything to anybody. And, as someone that makes content, it's like, okay, well, I'm not really, I don't think there's much in me playing the new Tekken and then telling you about it. Like, I could, but I'd have to definitely really couch it in the, hey, I don't like know anything about these. I don't typically like these. It's like, there's like 12 caveats. Now, again, that can't, I guess, still be maybe meaningful to people that relate to that background of like not knowing anything, not having a like of it, not having an understanding. It's like, what does someone who doesn't know anything think of this? Like, I think there is some validity to it, but it's just not, it doesn't mean as much, where it's like, how would you even know if it was good if you don't like it? Kind of like, you don't like non-fried seafood. If I gave you a really good piece of sushi and a really like a grocery store piece of sushi, maybe you would be able to tell because it's like the ingredients are different. But I feel like how much you don't know it / like it maybe colors your ability to even assess it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the only place where like understanding comes in. But I think like I could play it wrong, and that's still me not liking it. It just, I don't know. I guess maybe now are we getting into the, what does it mean to give a game a fair shot?
Which ultimately just brings us back to how long to rate, right? Like, which I don't know if we ever talked about that, but
I think we did talk about it. Can you tell people what that is?
Yeah. How long to rate is a one-off idea that we had. I think you brought to me some time ago about like almost like how long to beat kind of tracking, like polling of like a community around a game, but instead of how long to beat the game, it's how long would I need to like play this game to like say if this game is for me or not, where it's like, it's how long before you can rate the game as like for me or not for me kind of thing. I think originally it was like how long to hate or like how long to like,
how long to hate, which is more like viral sounding.
Yeah.
But how long to rate is more neutral, and I also think more descriptive of what it is, which like we need to make that still.
I'm still sitting on it, so yeah.
You got a lot on that chair though.
I know, I got a lot.
You got all booster seat ideas.
To-do list is just ever growing.
Well, maybe now, like I had pitched you, I half pitched, half just shared that I'm like, I think I'm back on the Pomodoros. I'm like, I need to start doing a Pomodoro a day of the stuff that's like eating at me, where it's like, it's only a couple of minutes, but there's like 32 only a couple minute things, like, and just start knocking those out. Maybe we also need to do that for like ideas, where it's like, I think the tough thing with an idea is that it's so much longer than a couple of minutes. Sure. It's like hours, days, months, weeks, like whatever. And I think that's like the opposite. Like there's stuff that's so small, but there's so many of them that you don't want to do any of them. And then stuff that's so big that you also don't want to do that. And then you end up just doing nothing. Yeah. So you're like, well, that's too many small things. And this is just one big thing. But there's also usually there's a lot of big ideas.
I was going to say, I wish it was only one big thing. I got a lot of big things.
Yeah. Well, we got to lock in because next month is our evaluation month.
With the lock-ins or leave-its, yeah.
Lock in. We got a bunch of themes to run through of promises we've made and things we've done or not done.
But yeah, so to that how long to rate kind of thing, I think it is kind of getting a little bit more into that, where it's like, well, what is even giving a fair shot to a game, right? Like how long do you have to do it? When what is how do you like walk the line of you just didn't give it enough time versus like no, I'm just not having fun, like, or I don't enjoy that. That is I think a really good distinction or idea that you brought up.
Yeah, it's funny because now what comes to mind is for me is Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, which is a pretty popular and pretty acclaimed Zelda-like game that came out I think last year. And yeah, a lot of people like this game a lot. And I asked like how long, and it's funny because like it was like towards the end of the year when I'm doing cleanup and I'm hitting Slack, and you can just tell from like the fact that I'm even asking, I'm like, hey guys, how long do I have to play this to like acknowledge that it's not very good? And I had this with what was the story? Dispatch. And I had it with Pipistrello. And Pipistrello, I don't know if I asked Slack or if I just asked Blue Sky, but the streets were saying like get through like the first world or something. But I was so not enjoying it enough that I was like, I'm actually calling it early. And I know some people were like a little miffed on that. They're like, you didn't even go as far as like we said that you should go. And I'm like, I know, but like I could really tell it wasn't gonna matter. Like I just really could tell. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is one that could go from again, though that one I wouldn't say I disliked it. It just wasn't enough. Like I don't know. It just was it had a little too much going on. It's like it felt like good in theory, but then I'm like, I don't want to keep playing this kind of situation. So I don't know. But I think for giving a game a fair shot, a big part of it to me is also locking in and really like reading and engaging with like the written stuff in the tutorials of a game. Like I'll do this a lot when I'm streaming, where it's like I feel like I'm in some ways the most locked in gaming when I'm streaming, and then in some ways like not, because obviously I'm talking to chat. But it's like, okay, like we're really gonna try, let's read through the stuff, let's think, like let's not make dumb mistakes, where it's like I feel like when you're not really trying as hard with the game, you'll like gloss over things, you'll kind of just meander, you're just sort of like, to me that's also not giving a game a fair shot in a way, but like a kind of a different way. So to me it's like, okay, making sure that I'm like reading all this stuff and like really trying to do what it's like serving me up.
Yeah, I mean, man, it very much is there's no like clear line for me. Very much is like a blur and almost like vibes based. Like it is heavily vibes based, for good and for bad. So no, that's fair.
So in conclusion, I think you can go, especially I think we've determined that you can go from not liking a game to liking it, but it's pretty rare. And that's probably in part due to like self-selection. And also I just think, I think usually if you're out the gate determining that you don't like it, it's rare that they're going to change a lot of the game. Because I do think a lot of what you see is what you get in most games, or it's like or a game might like the way they're structured, it's like it might evolve to like add in more twists. It's like, oh, if you like it, you're really gonna like keep liking it. But it's kind of rare that there's like something you don't like about it that changes. I guess there's a couple examples for like maybe like items or something where it's like, I don't like that, I don't know where this one item is. Oh, actually in World 2 you get a scanner. Oh, okay, cool. But like usually those things aren't enough to like make you not like the game, but they might just be like little things. So I feel like maybe that's where we land. You seem a little like you believe a little more in the flip than me. That might be because you are lying about control. I don't know right now.
No, I think it's that. I think that it ultimately I think depends on like what is your reason for not liking a game too, right? Like if you. If you're someone who has really poor rhythm, right? There's probably no amount of anything that you can do in like a Guitar Hero or something to make you like it. Maybe there is, but chances are you don't like the core thing about it. Like you don't like a very important, unmissable, unavoidable part of a game if you don't
this
like
felt targeted
rhythm.
To me, which for the record, I do not dislike Guitar Hero. I just think that you needed to be there when it was coming out to feel the thrill of the plastic instruments. and that if you weren't, it's like this is something that you guys all did. But also, yes, I don't have good rhythm for rhythm games or for other things, but mostly the rhythm games.
Yeah,
and also dancing. But
yeah, so yeah, I don't know. That's my take at least.
Pivoting over into a game that we're starting off liking, and we might end up not liking. I don't know what's gonna happen. NBA on the Run. Where were you when you found out about this game? This game came out of nowhere to me. I missed all the marketing on this, I feel like.
It definitely, I think it had like a trailer during like an SGF or some, I remember seeing some trailer for it drop at some point. Now, whether that was just like a random Tuesday drop or if it was at like a bigger kind of like games event kind of thing. But I remember seeing it. And I remember thinking, oh man, they're going to try again to do the NBA Street, right? Like I love NBA Street. I sought out. I finally got my NBA Street that volume 2 that I've been missing. Shout out Kelsey and Pink Gorilla. You know, love those games. Have fun with them. Love them. Want more of it. That said, a couple years ago they came out with what was it, the NBA Playgrounds, right? Where
NBA
it's
Playgrounds,
like
yeah, different studio, but yeah, same idea.
Different studio, but the same idea of like, oh, if we brought NBA Street back, right? Everyone's been chasing the high of NBA Street since NBA Street, and they won't do a new NBA Street. NBA Street fell off of NBA Street actually, so like it's hard. It's hard to make a good one of these games that I think can really draw people in and give you what you want. That said, saw the trailer for NBA on the Run, thought, hey, more modern players, I'll throw my hat in the ring, sure. Whenever this comes out, I'll keep an eye out, I'll check it out, blah blah blah. You hit me up the other day like, hey, there's this like open server beta test thing going on, would you be down to play? And I said yeah, and we hopped in, or you hopped in before me, so you technically your story starts before mine.
Yeah, I played a little bit more. It technically was a closed beta, but it wasn't that hard to like get in, I imagine. Like I got in through just a code through MinMax, but I'm guessing, I'm sure they were giving out codes through like their Discord or like their mailing list. Again, that's just assumption, but yeah, that was on Friday for a couple hours. They had that closed beta running. This is developed and published by Play Studios. I believe I have to find like articles on it, but I believe it is made up of some like NBA Street developers, like to some degree. Yeah, and I didn't hear about this game. Well, I didn't remember about the game at least until like a week or so ago, where they had like I forget if it was completely hands off, but they had a form of like a virtual preview that I wanted to attend, but I had a scheduling conflict, so I couldn't. My colleague / boss Ben Hansen did that from MinMax. And then he's like, okay, we'll hold it for the pod because like they have that closed beta. So if you want to get in, you could do that. I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And he gave me a couple codes so that like, you and I could play together and can kind of get that experience. I jumped in kind of late in the day because I had other stuff going on that day also. And I was like, okay, cool, let me knock this out. And the first game was rough for me specifically because I just didn't know any of the controls. Then I was like, okay, let me back out. Let me do the shoot around. Let me open the menus, try to really briefly learn the controls where there's like 30-40 minutes left on the session. Mm-hmm. Got a couple of the key ones that I needed. I'm like, I need to know a little bit more about like what I can do on defense. I want to know how to do the tricks. That I kind of got everything else because a lot of it is similar stuff, right? It's like, okay, I probably shoot with this button. I probably jump with this button. And then I use that to also block. Like, okay, cool. There's a steal. It's probably the same button of the, So a lot of that came back really easily. And then I played my second match, knowing a few more of the buttons. And then we won that match. And I was like, damn, this kind of has the juice. I'm really into this. You're booting it up on the other side of the apartment. And I'm like, yeah, like, hop, let me know when you're in. And then, we'll squad up together. And I knew, I'm like, once it becomes you and me in there, because it's 3v3, I'm like, that's when it's really going to start like cooking. Because like we'll be talking on comms, figuring stuff out. Mm-hmm. It was so fun. Yeah. It was incredible. I loved it. I loved it. I think they did a great job with it. Feels great to control. Has a lot of what you'd expect from here, which is like a fairly simplistic control input, but you can do a lot with it. That feeling of like, damn, it kind of feels like most stuff does go in, but then like every now and then something doesn't, and then you're like, okay, damn, I guess they do. It's not totally like you can be completely OP on it. They I liked a lot of just what I saw. The presentation was really cool as well. I liked they had like a court that had like a giant mural on it. They had I'm from Chicago. One of the courts that they had in the closed beta was literally Lincoln Park in Chicago, which is like a neighborhood in Chicago, and it's like, holy shit, this is Lincoln Park in Chicago. Like, this is cool. I think where things are a little bit weaker are they have kind of a take on the Game Breaker. I think it's called like In the Zone. And I feel like I want maybe a little more clarity on that. I want more pizzazz there. Maybe there was more there and I just didn't see it because, like, honestly, I was barely even doing tricks when I was playing because I was really focused on. I kept saying threes get degrees, and I just kept hitting a bunch of threes. I played as Luca. You were LeBron. The third person on our team was also LeBron. But so that's a little bit of like a place for growth if I was giving them feedback on it. And then the other big concern I have, it's coming out in June, which is really soon, is just like, hey, what's that like pay structure look like? What does the online support look like? I don't know if like we're ever or like launching or like later getting like a local. I do think these games really need local because I know on the Steam it just says like online. So like those are the things where it's like if they fumble and have like a really bad like battle pass or something like that could kind of take the steam out of it. But yeah, like I was really into it. Like if this was out, we would be playing this like I feel like all weekend.
We'd be dominating too. We destroyed one game. I think we won both. Yeah, we won the whole because it's like
we won
like
all our games. It's like
style.
A tournament style kind of setup.
So we came in.
We almost shut out a team for one of the games, but we fumbled at the end. They got like 4 points or something. But
and I think one of the cool parts about the game too is like a spin on the whole like NBA Street thing is that there are different sort of like each game that we played at least kind of went like a roulette wheel of like what was the game like what was the mode kind of game. Like we had one where it was regular, ones and twos, first to 21. We had one that was a 90-second game or something like that where it's like it's super short but your boost doesn't drain, so like you're just sprinting everywhere doing all types of crazy dunks and everything like that. We had one that was like dunks are worth 3 points, so like
Dunk
City. Yeah. I
kept shouting Dunk City, it's Dunk City, and I'm like, why does the other player not dunk? You gotta dunk.
Yeah. So like I think that is a cool also like differentiator from like the normal what you find in these kinds of games, these like arcade shooter NBA games. So I don't know, it's fun. I'm down. I'm definitely down to get it when it comes out, down to play more, down to stream, down to do whatever. That the game, 30 minutes we had with this game, incredible fun.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Really excited for more. Again, that's NBA NBA The Run, not On the Run. I don't know why I put the on in there. NBA The Run. Slated for June 2026. Check out the Steam page or, their main page if you want to know a little bit more. It is coming to console, I assume, at launch. But the consoles listed are PS5, Xbox, and then a PC via Steam. So yeah, you'll be hearing more about that. And I'm hoping that it'll be just as positive as we are now. But I've been burned before and I'm ready to get hurt again. And now for the not games portion of the show, we are talking about a variety of perspective questions. The tough thing about this topic is I'm like, I don't even know how to intro it. It's just like a list of questions. It's either going to be like shorter than we expect or way longer than we expect. And I have no idea which one it's going to be. Some of them are like themed categories. Isaiah, why don't you pick our first one?
You know what? I'm gonna start from the top. We have inverted or not is like almost like a grouping, right? So the biggest one for me, mouse wheel scroll, right? I'm in the Apple ecosystem. I think by default, Apple tends to just do what do they call it? Natural smoothing or natural scroll direction. Where like I move my finger forward away from me on the scroll wheel to move down the page. It's like it's the same notion as like touching and dragging on a screen.
Oh, I'm dumb. I thought it's like I'm climbing down the page.
I mean, that would be the inverse. That would be inverse scroll.
No, because it's like, so I have it where, like you said, when I scroll away from me, I go down the page.
Like your finger moves away?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. That's natural. That is, you go down the page because
Yes.
it's again, it's as if you touched the screen and you dragged it away from you.
Yeah. But to me, I think of it as like climbing up or down, because it's like if I were to climb down a rock, I would slowly like bring myself down versus if I like with the mouse, like when your finger is on the wheel, you have to pick up your finger and bring it to the top and then pull down to go up. And it's like I would lash onto a point and then hoist
I see
up.
what you're saying.
So it's like I'm hoisting to go up. So yeah, that's. But the reality is, I think it's set for me, and I'm used to what I'm used to. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm sure if it was the opposite, I would maybe just get used to it. But this is what I know. This is
That's
what I
really
like.
funny. It's gotten to the point where at some point I probably just need to do this. We have our desks with, I think we're both mainly Mac users, but we have PCs for games and stuff like that. I need to actually just finally bite the bullet and figure out where in the Windows settings do I change it to be the same way as the Mac, because now when I switch between devices, I'm scrolling wrong on one, and then I get used to that, and I go to the other, and then I'm scrolling wrong again until I get reused to it.
I didn't even notice it was different on the PC. I also use my PC. Maybe I changed mine.
Maybe you
already.
did. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like me though.
So I'm Team Natural. It sounds like you're also Team Natural Scroll.
Yeah.
No arguments there. All right, that's cool. That's good. We have video game controls. So if you're, Southpaw or regular, I think it is, right?
For what? I was thinking the camera. How's the camera move?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you're more, so it's the inverted, flight control, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. It's are you, regular or inverted? When I'm in the camera, I'm regular. When I move the joystick up, I'm looking up. When I move it down, I'm looking down. When I move it left, etc. I'm guessing yours is the same, or is it different?
Yeah. If I'm in a shooter or something and I want to look up, I move the right analog stick up. Yeah.
Yeah. But for flying and swimming, I like inverted.
Ooh, flying, yes. I don't know if I like it for swimming, because I know it's really weird.
Swimming is just flying in the water.
Swimming is just flying in the water, but when I'm flying, I'm usually in a machine and controlling the machine. When I'm swimming, it's usually just the character swimming, and so to me, that's still just the character looking where.
Well, I'm talking underwater.
Yeah. I'm saying, I think in my ideal world, I do inverse for flying specifically, if I'm in a plane or something, or a helicopter or something. But if I'm just swimming, I still want regular aiming, because I'm still just my character. My mind goes there.
Nah, I'm a plane.
I know some people.
I'm a water plane.
And I think that's mostly because of a fighter, joystick kind of thing. That is the general controls that kind of go with that. But I remember the argument for inverse controls on regular aiming. It's if your thumb is being put on the head of the character, when you push forward, they would look down, you're pushing their head down, and that's the way that it works for people. Is oh no, I want to look down, I push the head forward, and if I want to look up, I pull the head back and look up.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. It introduces this creepy, freaky deaky marionette doll kind of situation, I
mean, isn't that just every video game is a marionette doll? Then you're controlling these characters, they have no free will.
Yeah, but but you're leaning into the dullness of them. It's just look up and down. When I look up, I look up. When I look down, I look down. Yeah, sure, my head is. Oh, but your head is moving up or down. Yeah, that's. That also just it doesn't it. I can do inverted, and I have done it. Sometimes it's on default. Sometimes you can't change it. Also, especially in older games, on the PS2 and stuff. Sometimes the stuff was different.
Sure.
But my preferred is I don't have to think as much. And for some reason, the swimming and flying, so often it is the inverted that I'm I just got used to it. So I prefer when it's inverted there.
Yeah.
Flow with the waves and the skies. All
Now,
right,
I
so
wonder,
we're same.
my question though, sorry, I wonder if I was in like a tanker, like a submarine or something, would I then want inverted underwater because I'm in a machine again, and in my head the machine uses the flight stick kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to test it. I don't know if there's a
would.
game that we'll have to see like if there's a game that lets you. We need like a GTA but underwater where I can both swim as a person or get into like a boat or something.
Weren't you playing that one game where it's like you're underwater and you're exploring, or it's like
Subnautica?
watery?
Yeah, but I was playing keyboard and
yeah.
mouse, so I get that. That's it. I'll plug in the controller and see what the default is, and then see how that feels.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of what you're doing in there, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing.
All right, so we're mostly the same in that. It's weird that you want flying and swimming to be separated. I think they're the same thing, so that's, I guess, one differentiator. Basically, this is just the purpose of this segment is to say, ugh, you're weird, or we're both right. That's basically what we're looking at. Next up is how long is it's been a minute? And for emphasis, it's like, oh, man, it's been a minute since I was at Six Flags. It's like that kind of thing, that usage of it's been a minute. Another way that I kind of want to think about this is what's the shortest amount of time that would qualify? Because I think we both probably can agree that it's been a minute can be, a few months to like years. That's like a big range. What's the shortest amount of time where you could say it's been a minute?
I could see weeks, right? If we were like, oh man, I haven't had ice cream in a minute. Like, I haven't gotten a shake from Handles in a minute. I could say that, but we went there.
It's been months, I think, since we went.
No,
to Handles.
we went there like 3 weeks.
Look it up on your wine app right now.
I'll look it up.
I'm calling this. I'm going to say that it's. While I give my answer, I'm going to say that it has not been, that it's been months since you've had the Handles milkshake. Maybe I'm wrong.
Promise it hasn't been. I'll look it up.
Yeah. For me, I would say. I think it probably has to be months. I do like your idea of the contextuality of it, though. Obviously, like, there's some exceptions to this rule where it would be gross. Like, if you're like, it's been a minute since I showered. It's been, like, days. It's like, that's enough to say it's been a minute. Yeah. But at that point, we have other problems, to me. So I feel like... Also, I feel like with how it's been a minute used, I don't think that's ever come up. Yeah, like, there's obviously some things that, like, it would be a long time to go without. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like... Yeah, like stuff that you're supposed to be doing every day. Like, it could be a while, but
like, if you said I haven't brushed my teeth in a minute, I'm gonna be like, ew.
Yeah, that's super nasty. So it's like, I guess technically, that would break my rule, but I think we can both agree that's like an edge case. For the ice cream, I think it needs to have at least been a month, or I can't remember, and that's why I think it's been more than a month. What's the date we're looking at here?
March 28th. So, yeah, that's
was
more
I there
weeks.
with you?
Yeah. I didn't get $19 worth of ice cream on my own.
Look.
Look, I know I put on a couple pounds.
Look.
God damn, bro.
Handles is expensive.
Nah,
that's more of a slight to the price of Handles than it is to you. I guess I stand corrected, because for me, I feel like I can't remember exactly the last time we went to Handles, and that makes it feel like it's been at least a month.
I mean,
wait, no, it has been a month.
Yeah.
Because it's May right now. You said March, right?
Yeah, the end of March. It's been
It's been over a month then.
I mean, by like 3 days, yeah.
I think a month, but that's a month or more. Like, that's not weeks.
I said weeks. That's weeks. It is closer to being
well,
weeks
you can
than
convert
months.
anything into weeks, Isaiah.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it's literally closer to month. Like, if you said it was 2 weeks or less, then sure. Even 3 weeks is closer to a month.
We can have the people chime in here for sure.
Crazy.
Look, day of recording, it is May the 2nd. We went March 28th. That is
it's been a month.
2 days until April, all of April, and then 2 days into May. That is a month. That is you surmise that down to being a month. You do not say, "Oh, we haven't been there in months." You say we haven't been there in a week. It's like the whole baby thing. It's like we're not at the point where we can say we have a 1-year-old. You have to say, "Oh, he's 9 months old." You know what I mean? Yeah, that rounds to a year.
No, what you're arguing is that I don't know where I don't know where you're coming from this rounding thing. This is like saying you have a 12. This is like you have a 12-month-old and you're saying, yeah, he's 12 months old. He's 1.
No,
and you're like,
no.
well, he
it's like
just
saying
turned 1.
You have a 14
so he's 12
month
months.
It's like saying you have a 14-month-old, and it's like, oh yeah, you could say a year, but you'd be wrong. You'd be more accurate and more.
But also, that's not true.
It is true.
You're using the opposite. Okay, so it literally has been over a month. Even if you say it's a month, I'll give you the month. I'll give you the 3 days or whatever. It's been a month.
Technically has been
you
more
said,
than a month.
Look, check this.
But if you said we
been,
haven't been there in months, that gives the impression that we haven't been since like January. Saying we haven't been there in weeks gives the tighter time frame of like, oh yeah, like 4 to 6
I'll give you
weeks,
that it's wrong to
know?
say we haven't been there in months, but like my argument for the like it's been a minute, I think it has to be at least a month. And you said a couple weeks. Like for ice cream, you said a couple weeks. And I said I don't think it's only been a couple weeks.
So last week, if you asked me this,
and I was right.
If last week you asked me this and I
Yes.
said it's been a minute, it would still be just as accurate as saying it today, and it wouldn't have been a month. That is my argument.
Well, now we're going back though to the argument. Well, yes, but the thing is, the flaw in your argument is that you used it as an example. You said, yeah, it's been a couple weeks. You said it's been a couple weeks since we had handles. I said, really? I feel like it's been longer.
Been a minute.
And you said, yeah, like it's been a couple weeks. I'll look it up. When you looked it up, it had been a month. You are now trying to argue that has only been a couple weeks. Just because you can convert a month into 4 weeks doesn't mean that it's no longer a month. That's like saying like I've had a job for a month. I've had the job for a month, and you said, well, you've had it for 4 weeks. Bitch, that's a month.
No. I'm saying yes, it's been a month. I'm saying that if it had only been 3 weeks, that's still we haven't been there in a minute.
Sure, but that's a different argument than
that's the whole argument.
What had happened was you thought it had been less time since you had the handles. Thus, you thought it fit your argument.
No,
like,
I thought this. It's been weeks. It was a couple weeks. It just happens that the couple
not
weeks.
A couple weeks.
It is a couple weeks. It is a couple weeks. It's just more than 4. The couple is more than 4. That's all.
What the fuck? No. It's all. Do you agree? Like, this is literally giving me like, this is your wallet. Yes, that's you. So this is your wallet. No, why would you take it? Because it's not my wallet. What are you talking about? You just said it was your wallet. This wasn't even on the list, mind you. Because, and you know why it wasn't on the list, Isaiah? Because it would be a stupid fucking question to ask if a month or is a month 4 weeks?
A month is a month.
Both are true. Like a month is 4 weeks.
We haven't been there in a month.
But you can't say like it's only been weeks. We also haven't
been there in a couple weeks.
I mean, both ways are valid ways of saying it. But again, your core argument was we can agree it's been a minute since we had handles. I said yes. And you said, I think it's only been a couple weeks. And I said, I think it's been... Now, maybe I did misspeak and say months plural. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you did. Go back, run the tape.
But even so, your argument is flawed in that it has been more than just a couple weeks. It has been a month, which is more than just a couple weeks. I guess now it's a new argument. Is a month more than it? Can you say it's a couple weeks if it's been a month or more?
Yeah, 100%.
I think only by accident, though.
No, I think
no, because I feel like if you knew it was a month, you'd say it's been like a month. I'd be like, oh, it's been like a month.
I think more than like a month and a half, you have to go months. I think if you're less than 6 weeks, anywhere between like 1 to 6 weeks, you can say weeks. You can stay in that weeks range. You can't go say 8 weeks ago. Yeah, we went like 8 weeks ago. That sounds weird.
But the thing is, I feel like in this context, you would only say we had handles a couple weeks ago if you didn't know it was a month. Like, because I didn't know it was a month, I've actually felt like it was a month. And then you can't check the time. I feel like it's been longer than a couple weeks. But maybe I'm like, hey, time's weird. Sometimes you're like, a lot of things happen in a week, and you're like, oh shit, it's all 1 week. And so I was like, I feel like it's been more than a couple weeks. Now you're trying to say, oh, it's been a couple weeks, and the number is 4 and 3 days. Mind you, a week is only 7 days. So 3 days is already almost half a week, which according to you is actually closer to 1 day than it is a week, which is insane. All right, so here's where we defer. I think it's been a minute is at least a month, minus edge cases like nasty stuff like brushing your teeth or something. And you think a few weeks is enough to say it's been a minute?
I think a few weeks is enough. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think you need at least that month because, like, because I feel like it's been a minute kind of is like, oh, it's been a while, like, and I feel like a few weeks isn't that much. Like a few weeks could be like a bad stretch. Like I can understand someone not going to the gym for 3 weeks and saying it's been a minute since they've been to the gym, to your point. But I feel like that the minute is more like I feel like if I said it's been a minute since I've been to the gym and I said, oh, how long? Like what, do you know when you last went? And you said, yeah, 3 weeks ago. I would probably be like, oh yeah, like that's not that bad. Like it's not definitely not good, but it's like, because to me in my mind, a minute is like in that month to months range of like, oh yeah, it's been since fall or whatever, it's oh shit, like
See, I think that's
I feel like I should be surprised by the answer, like is the thing, like when if we were to find the real answer of it's been a minute, I should be like, damn, has it really been that long? Oh yeah, man, it has been a couple, and I feel like if it's like 3 weeks, a handles amount of time, I'm not like shocked by that.
All right, this is gonna get really weird. So I think the smallest time range is in a little bit. Emphasis on a little bit. Oh, I haven't been to the gym in a little bit. That to me is like a couple days, maybe a week or two tops kind of thing. Then I haven't been to the gym in a minute. That could be a couple weeks to a few months. 1-2 months maybe, like you said earlier this year kind of thing. I haven't been in a minute.
8 weeks.
Yeah. And then I haven't been in a bit. No little, just only bit. That to me is like 3+ months. Like that's like, oh, I haven't been since last year.
See, I
haven't been in a bit.
No. To me, bit is smaller. It's been a minute is the longest amount of time you can have, and it just has a big range to me. Where a minute could be a month. A minute could be like years is a lot for a minute. Guys, I feel like you could just said years, but it could be years, because I feel like you could say, man, I haven't seen him in a minute, and that could be years. Yeah. Like a high school friend I maybe haven't seen in a minute, but then usually the delivery is a little bit more like,
I feel like then we're getting into wild for me. I haven't seen him in a while or a long while. Like if you want to really emphasize there, yeah. Like I'm using different words.
Okay.
And within each word, there's emphasis that you could do to like show the rate. But to me, it's like little bit, minute, bit, while, long while. It's like a range there.
Hold on, a little bit. A little bit. Then you have minute.
Then I have a minute.
Then you have
then
while.
I have a bit. No, then I have a bit.
So you have both a little bit and bit.
Yes.
As separate things. And then you have a while.
And then I have a while. And then I have a long while. This shit is so
fucked up, Isaiah. A long while? Oh my God, Isaiah! Like,
it's how you deliver it. It's
Thank God we're not always having these conversations, because this would be an exhausting life to live. A little bit. Okay, so for me with these, I would order them. First of all, I would not use a little bit and a bit and a long one. So many. But if I'm going to use all of yours, I would.
Small, you know what I mean? And then a while and extra while is like large and extra large,
If I use yours, which I necessarily don't use all of these, but I'll try to use a little bit, I would say, yeah, is the smallest. Got a bit. I think I put a bit next. I don't know how to wrap my head around. I know it's meaningful to you, but I would probably put that maybe next. A while.
It's like, oh, I haven't been to the zoo in a while, or like, well, I know we literally have been to the zoo in less than a while, but like, oh, I haven't swung on a tree. I haven't done monkey bars in a long while. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like I was.
I mean, if you said that, especially with the emphasis, I would know what you meant. But for me, a minute's the longest one. But it can cover more of them. Like a while and a minute could be the same amount of time. It's like, when they draw those diagrams and it's like, there's like the overlap bar. Like they kind of do a bracket and they like cover. So that's like, to me, a minute, it goes a little bit, a bit. After a bit, like you could throw a minute in there and it would make sense. But if I had to tier them, I'd put a while, a long while, a minute. I think a minute's the longest one. Where do you stand on hot minute? Do you see hot minute as smaller or bigger? I never really knew how to interpret. I don't know if there's a canonical. I feel like people use it for more amount of time.
Without any emphasis, I feel like a hot minute is a very short amount of time. Like, oh, I'll be there in a hot minute, kind of thing. That's like, oh,
true,
relatively quickly, right? If it's like, oh yeah, like we're driving to Texas, I'll be there in a hot minute. That's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to dilly-dally. I'm going to be there in like, the normal couple hours it takes to kind of get there. But if it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to I don't even know. This is such a weird phrase that you would say, and it probably no one's ever said it before. But like, oh yeah, I'm I'm graduating next year and then moving to Canada. Yeah, I'll be there in a hot minute. It's like, I think it really distills down to just like a no nonsense amount of time. It's like you're not dilly dallying. You're on it. There's no side quest that you're going on. It's like, okay, no, I'm gonna be there in a legitimate best kind of effort time length to get there, or time length for whatever the thing is.
I guess I take the emphasis. I do think I normally hear it used as like long, like it's been a hot minute for the long
Also,
part bit,
yeah,
but I guess you
that's
maybe
true.
could use it.
That's a different emphasis. Yeah.
All right, so I think we have that was more contentious than I expected it to be. That was fun. I was not expecting the weeks to months. Yes, a month is 4 weeks, but anyway, to be so contentious. But cool. So that's where we stand on. It's been a minute. So basically, you land on it's weeks or more, and I land on it's a month or more, which isn't that different. And yet, it was really upsetting to hear you talk about it. Okay, next one. I feel like this is going to be a hot topic for our house specifically because I consider us to be a bit of a snacky house. The question is, when does a snack become a meal?
I'm
so
gonna
out the
go, gate? Yeah, you go.
Out the gate, I'm thinking, this is spitballing because some of these I've thought about before, and then some of these I haven't because I put up on my Blue Sky to get some last second extras for the segment. This was one of those extra editions. I'm going to say when protein is introduced, this it's like, it's not a guarantee that it's a meal, but it's definitely up there. And obviously I'm speaking from a place of we both eat meat. If you don't eat meat, protein is never introduced. Because I'm thinking like, chips, that's a snack. Once the sandwich appears, I mean, it is still a snack though, I guess, but it's kind of mealy to me.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm a little torn, but that was my gut thought. What about you?
I think it's more almost like a quantity kind of thing where a snack is only a snack so long as I'm not full. Like it becomes a meal once you're full and you can't do a meal after, if that makes any sense.
So here's the question. You love eating grapes.
Yeah.
Is there an amount of grapes you can eat where you'd say that was a meal I had?
Yeah. I've definitely gotten myself like a big bowl of grapes, and like fruit in general, like like a little mixed fruit kind of bowl thing. And like at the end of it, I'm like, you know what? I really only wanted this to be a snack, but I'm kind of full now. It just ended up being a meal, and a couple hours go by, and then all right, I'm hungry again, or whatever, like dinner kind of thing.
But what do you? I guess one thing that I have a hard time with the snack becoming a meal, I guess it's a meal that just doesn't have a name. It's still a snack.
I mean,
by
it could
name.
be. It can retroactively
It's
become
a big
like.
snack.
So, for example, maybe I have some like meetings, right? And I only have like a quick 15 minutes between meetings, and so I get up and I get me some grapes, right? Maybe I get a bag of chips or something like that. I eat that. My goal is just to get me through the next meeting. That's like maybe a half an hour, but I end up getting full. That snack then became my that's just lunch. Like, oh, I'm full. That's actually ended up being. I just ended up having like fruit for lunch, and then I don't eat again until dinner.
But here's a question though. In that example, you ate the grapes, you ate some chips. I come out of my room / office. It's our room in my office, I guess, in the corner. It's a twofer. And I say, what did you eat for lunch? Would you answer grapes and chips? Or would you say, I didn't really have lunch. I just had some grapes and chips.
Do you want to know my gut answer? I would say, I just had some snacks for lunch, which really throws this whole thing for a loop.
You have been lawyered. You will see me in court. That's the tough thing because I do think a snack can become a meal, but I think it needs to inherently be hearty, and that's where I look at like the hot dog, the sandwich, the the only thing I can think of is a corn dog, but like something like meatier, where it's like you could have a hot dog as a snack, or you could have it as a meal. It could convert.
See, a hot dog I feel like is a really whack meal or a really good snack. Like if you told me, oh yeah,
A
I
hot
had
dog can be a good meal.
a singular hot dog
singular
by
one,
itself, that to me is a really whack meal. Like if you go to a ball game and you're like, oh yeah, no, I had dinner at the ball game. I had a hot dog. That to me is like, really? You sure? That's what you wanna claim? You know?
That's what I eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a dinner. I would say you eat a snack. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I think another way a snack can become a meal is if it was hearty enough, you got full and you retroactively claim it as the meal. But I also feel like sometimes you have like a fucked up dinner and in those instances I still don't really say it's dinner. I just say like, I guess the blank was my dinner. You know, I might be like, oh, I guess that hot dog we had was kind of my dinner. I haven't eaten since then and I haven't been hungry. So I think a snack, for the question, when does a snack become a meal? I think it almost has to be a surprise. Or you don't realize it's a meal until you realize I didn't eat a meal and I guess what I had was enough. And because I'm not hungry either. Or I just didn't have time and then I just kind of ran out the clock to the next thing. I think.
I mean, I can agree with that.
And it's part based on amount, but also the you running into the next meal. And it's like, I guess that, or no meal. Because I've had that too, where it's like we didn't eat dinner, but I ate like enough snacks that I'm kind of like, you know, I'm not really hungry. I think we can just go to bed. But even in that sense, I'm choosing to go to bed not knowing I didn't eat dinner and also kind of worrying. Like there have been times where like you and I have been out like at a game or something, we ate or something, or we're out doing something, we eat something outside, but it's not really a full meal. And then I'm like, should we get like a McDonald's or something on the way home just to, even though we're not hungry because we didn't eat dinner. So we're going to inherently get hungry. Well, that never happens with dinner. I've never eaten, unless like there's like not enough dinner or something. Like it's like the last day of, like we had food the other day where I was like, I was at Trader Joe's Pizza, that whack ass Trader Joe's Pizza, where I'm like, I'm still hungry. Like I ate my slices. And you very nicely gave me one of your slices. And I'm like, no, but you're so much taller than me. Yeah, anyway. Okay.
That's tough.
So we mostly agree, but that one's the most slippery one. I don't know
yeah, because
what I think of it.
It is even more situational. But yeah, I agree with your baseline sort of like blanket statement for it.
Thank you. All right, we have, can you turn it up a little versus can you turn it up a bit? Which one's more? This is kind of similar vein of the minute thing.
A minute, a little one, a bit. I think bit is I think bit is smaller. Because it's like
really?
I think bit and smidge are kind of like interchangeable in a context like this. Like, oh, can you turn it up a smidge? Can you turn it up a little bit? Well, I guess I would also say a little bit, but could you turn it up a bit?
Yeah, I would say a little bit also.
Can you turn it up a little? Like that to me is like, I need you to go from like the 10 it's on to like a 25. Whereas, oh, can you turn it up a bit is like going from like a 10 to a 15. You know? Or whatever, you know, whatever.
I think of it the opposite. Kind of thing. When I think of, can you turn it up a little? I'm like, I only want you to turn up a little, like a little bit. I'll say a little bit.
I think
like,
it also
like
depends
the littlest
on the
amount, and then turn it up a bit. Like,
hey, can you turn this up?
Hey man, turn that shit the fuck up. If I said turn it up a bit, like I'm almost saying, like in my mind, I never shut up, so I probably just say the whole thing. I don't even just leave it up to chance. But it's like, can you turn it up a bit? I can't really hear it. You know, like it's like significant enough that it's like noticeable. While turn it up a little is like, hey, can you turn it up like the smallest amount you can? Like I want you to turn up a little. I want you to go like 1, 2, like just like a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah. Now where is smidge? Is smidge another small? Is smidge more or less than little? Kind of.
They're the same, but smidge is clearer to me.
Okay.
No one would think, like smidge sounds like it can go up 1.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think smidge is just a clearer, tiny amount. Here's a tangentially related question to kind of all these questions. the obvious answer is yes, because we're two human beings that have different perceptions. But can you think of a time, or like, was there a time, or is there regularly a time where you say something and my interpretation is like somewhat significantly different? Like, have you ever told me like, hey, can you turn it up a little? And I was like 30 higher or something?
I
know we have our handoff
so.
issue, which I'm willing to put myself on blast for.
We do have our handoff issue.
I was raised to, in my mind, I was raised to, maybe I wasn't raised this way, that when I'm handing something to someone, I'm presenting it, and it is up to them to basically take it from me. But I'm like putting it towards them. Isaiah prefers when it's like physically like baton style, like I put it in your palm and you feel the weight of the item.
And I will say, I think there's a slight clarification I would like to add here. This is like in the context of I'm asking, oh, hey, could you hand me my phone? And then I reach out. I've already reached out. I've already initiated the action of handoff. What I want is for you to finish it. And yes, baton style, pass it to me here. Now, if I'm like, oh, can you grab my phone for me or something like that, and then you grab it, then yeah, sure, present it. Like, and if I'm not outreaching already for it, or like presenting a hand for you to put it in, then yes, sure, you put it wherever and I'll come to you. I'll finish the transaction kind of thing. But isn't
inherently, how am I supposed to differentiate between you? I guess it's like who extends first is maybe the like who shot first of the of the pass off. Because I get what you're saying. You're like, oh, sometimes I'm grabbing it, and sometimes I'm like me as in. Sorry, let me clarify. I'm pretending to be you. You're saying, hey, sometimes I'm extending my hand for you to place an item in it, and sometimes I'm extending my hand and grabbing the item. Both extensions are pretty much imperceptibly different in my mind. So how am I to know when you're like reaching to grab versus reaching to like receive an item?
I think it is almost always, if I'm presenting my hand, if I'm outreach,
you want to receive that item,
presenting my hand, like making a effort towards you, right? Like, oh, like I'm trying to meet you halfway. I know you're getting me this thing. Hey, can you hand me that thing? Or like if I'm stretching for it already or something like that, or you know, I would, yes, meet, finish off the remaining distance between us if you can.
See, the reason that I don't, and sometimes I'll place, but I don't put weight on it. And he's like, what is this limp, like, hand up? That's the main thing. That's the main thing I do. But the reason I do that is because what I like and what I've learned to do, which obviously everyone's different, so everyone does this, but is that I want you to basically verbally confirm to me that you got this and that I can let go of the item. That's what I'm waiting for. I feel like if I place it with more weight, I'm almost like dipping on the transaction early. Like, here it is, bitch. You know, just walking away. A light place, it gives you the chance to, you get comfortable with the item. You got it. And then you say, yeah, and I let go. And that's how I know it's like 9 more steps, but that's what I do.
And I think that is a fair interpretation. That is, I don't think you're wrong.
You're very generous, because I did feel like you thought I was wrong and that it was bad.
I don't think you're wrong for that mindset. I think that's a safe, good mindset to have.
You're very sweet. Thank you.
Just for me, don't do it. Do the other one. That
What's funny about this too is this didn't come up until literally like a minute ago, as Isaiah would say, probably a couple weeks. But yeah, genuinely, like, we've been together for years, and this came up like 12 days ago for some reason. Now, be honest.
Yeah.
Did you always think that? You just never said anything? Or did you just never notice?
I think
often you hand things to people, not that often.
I think I never really noticed. Like, we're a little bit of a tossing house, right? Where like,
just adds a little more fun.
Or I'll just get some, like, if you're like we're leaving out the house and you're like, oh, can you grab my keys? I'll just get your keys and put them in my pocket until like we get to the car, and then I'll like put them in the center console or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like very rarely is it that like, oh, I need this thing right now, I'm not able to get it, but I need you to physically get it for me and hand it to me because of whatever situation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, but now that I know, like, now that it's come up and it's like been a point of contention strong with a point of contention between it. It's like now I'm noticing every time I ask you to hand me something, it's like
now I'm putting my whole fucking body weight into this shit now.
What I like, and my almost basis for all of this is the like whole surgeon surgery kind of thing, where it's like if they need a scalpel, the assistant doctor or whatever like physically puts the like they put their hand out in preparation for receiving the instrument, and then the assistant puts it in their hand.
This
in the
motherfucker
right
watched
way.
Good Doctor for 3 seasons, and suddenly he thinks he's,
But to me, that's like
Grey's Anatomy. Yes, I mix the shows up.
If I'm like, I need you to hand this to me because I'm focused on this, or I'm looking at or we have like a fly swatter kind of situation, right? Like so every once in a while we'll have like a fly or fruit fly or something get in the house, and I'll be tracking it with my eyes, and I physically don't want to look away, so I just put my hand out like, hey, can you hand me the fly swatter? That is a situation where I need you to put it in my hand.
That's totally different though, because that's like you're not looking, like that's different. How often?
I feel like that is the kind of situation we'll run into though.
Look, I have accepted that you want this fancy athlete surgical level handoff, and it's not what I need.
Gold
but
star level handoff,
Yeah, the Olympics are coming to LA, so I'm ready. I've been handing things off, and yes, of course. What's also funny about that is people ask me all the time if I ran track or cross country because I run, and no, I didn't run either. Maybe if I did, we wouldn't be having the issues we're having now.
That is true. That is also you put the baton in their hand when you
gotta put the baton in there. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got what's the front, which sounds gross out of the out of context a little bit. What's the front? We got a couple of subcategories. We got of the desk, of a bed, and of a cup holder in a car vertically placed, because there's like also the side-by-side ones, which is like I think the better one, right?
Oh,
it just makes more sense that like your side has a cup, my side has a cup. Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. I guess let's start with that one since we already kind of talking about it. Which one's the front?
All right,
if it's vertically stacked?
I go the one that is further in front of you.
Same.
Like closer to the hood of the car.
The headlights
is the front cup holder.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the front cup holder. If I'm like, oh yeah, like we go through a drive-through or something, like, oh yeah, I'll use the front cup holder. That's the one I'm putting my drink in.
Sidebar to this,
kind of thing.
Because I don't remember. I think I've only known you with this car, which is a horizontal cup holder, like a left-right. Did you have this one's mine? Like, did you ever have a vertical cup holder? Because I know my brother has that, where he's like, there's one of the cup holder holes is like always his.
Ooh,
it's just like it's what he prefers from because he's driving, which I'm cool with. Hey, you driving? You can pick what. I don't want you to kill us, so you can pick whatever you want from the cup holder hole.
Sure. I've definitely had like rental cars that have like the front and back kind of cup holder setup. I think in those situations, I tend to want the front one for my drink, and then like the back one is for like the key fob or wallet or whatever like that. Like if I'm by myself, obviously if there's someone else in the car.
But to say, I'm like, damn, no one else get a drink in the car.
yeah. All right, cool. I'll keep that in my pocket, and then the 2 drinks there.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What about go ahead.
I think desk is maybe the next one that has a good chance of us maybe being aligned. I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't know.
I think so too. The front of the desk. Yes, go.
You're sitting at a desk.
Yes.
No. I'm just setting it up for the listeners. You're sitting at a desk, right? You have your keyboard in front of you, directly in front of you, and then you have your monitor a little bit further away. Is your keyboard in front or is your monitor in front?
Yeah. The monitor.
Oh, you go monitor?
Well, yeah. Like, what's the front of the desk?
Is the part furthest away from you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You think you're sitting at the front of your desk?
This is the front of my desk.
So you think if a teacher says, "I want all of you guys to stand in front of your desk," that you're
that's in front. That's in front of my desk. That is different than the front of my desk. Because if you run the cables around the front of your desk? No, you run the cables around the front of your desk. Cable management happens at the back of the desk. Keyboard, mouse, all that happens.
But how
on
can
the
you
front.
be in front of a desk if that's not the front of the desk?
Because it's in front is your relation to the desk. The front is the area of the desk.
I'm still thinking it's
like I could be
far away from me, because I'm thinking if I was at a store shopping for a desk and I said, I don't know about the front, I feel like I would be talking about the part that you stand, like the non-sitting part.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I think that's how I think about it.
No, you're
Because
you're joking.
I also think of it as like you put your name placard in front of the desk, like at the front of the desk.
Sure, that is.
You think that's the back of the desk? So you think when people sit down to talk to you at an office, they're sitting at the back of your desk? No, they're sitting in front of your desk.
Well, they're sitting again. That's in front and in and
also another thing is like, quick, get behind the desk. Like like you're in the back of the desk. You know, you're not gonna be in the front of the desk.
Sure, but again, that's kind of in the relation to the room that the desk is in. That is like where the in front and behind sort of plays out. Because if your desk is up against a wall, right, to where like you are facing the wall when you're sitting at the desk, right?
Yeah.
You would say, oh yeah, I'm like, and if you were to turn around, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sitting in front of my desk. Either way, you'd say I'm sitting in front of my desk. But if you turn around, you wouldn't then say, oh yeah, I'm sitting behind my desk. It's like, no, like you're like those are interchangeable things because there's only one available side to the desk for you to be at. But if your back is against the wall and you're sitting at a desk, kind of like my setup here, right? Where the wall is right here behind me. I have a little bit of gap for sitting and then the desk. It's like, okay, like right now I'm sitting at my desk. If I stand up and turn around, I'm standing in front of my desk. If I go to the other side of my desk, then I'm behind my desk. I'm at the back of my desk again, doing the wires and blah blah blah. Like it's about, I think, your relationship of the desk in the room, the space it's in. All that to say though, my wires are always at the back of my desk. You would never say, oh yeah, my wires all run through the front of my desk.
I think they're at the front of my desk.
Especially your desk. So you're saying at your desk, you have the little like standy desk thing.
Yeah.
Right? When you want to raise and lower your desk, you say I have controls on the back of my desk?
I guess not, but
that just sounds
maybe that is at the front
bizarre.
of the desk.
I thought we were gonna be so locked in.
Maybe
on
they
this
are
one.
at the front of the desk then, I guess. I don't know. I do think of the front as the front though. Yeah, I think of the front as the front though still. I think it's an institutional. I think my mind is trapped in the institutions because I think of just like the office setting or the principal's desk, and it's like the front of the desk is like if you're a student, you're sitting like not just in front of the. I guess it's like it's kind of confusing because there's like I can't really separate the two conceptually from like the situational front from the like structure of the desk itself. So you're right to say that like I'm too locked up in like the room aspect of it. But that is why I think of the front bit as the front.
Oh man, that's so bizarre.
I do think I think of that a little bit. But at the same time, you're right. I wouldn't say I'm sitting at the back of my desk, but I don't feel like I'm sitting at the front either. I don't really like this question anymore. It's making me itchy.
Oh man, I don't think the next one is going to be any better than for the next one we have and for this one, huge caveat that this is not the words that you would use to describe this thing, but we have the front and the back of the bed.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a reason that we use the head and foot of the bed is because that's very clear. There's no ambiguity. The foot of the bed is where your feet are when you lay in the bed, and the head of the bed is where the headboard is and where your head is. Yeah. But if you were to say a front and back of the bed, what
Now
would
I'm
be
scared. I think of the front. My gut says the front is the foot of the bed.
what? Okay.
It's like
Okay,
I'm looking
I'm
at
there
it
with
because I
you.
feel like if you had like so if you think of the headboard, and especially like obviously not every bed has a headboard, but like ours does. So it's like I'll just use as an example. It's like a classic like IKEA wooden kind of board. If we have it so that the headboard's underneath like the window, which don't comment on the feng shui of the room. I don't really know which is bad and which is good or whatever. If we had flipped it, I would think like, oh, when we enter the room, we see the back of our bed. Like if we could only see the headboard,
Mhm.
I would think that I'm looking at the back of it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so
All
we're
right.
good.
I'm
Okay.
there with you.
Great.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yay. All right, next up. Jumbo versus giant, what's bigger?
Man, I remember when we first brought this up. I feel like jumbo is bigger only because it's a word that you don't say as often, so it's like meant to emphasize how large the size is.
Yes, and you are correct in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like we at the time of I think initially thinking of this question, we also had like I brought up I think we had big in there too, and I was talking about the big gulp, and I'm like, oh, that's like that's like a jumbo cup because it's big, versus big versus
Yeah.
large. I think was the conversation we had initially had as well,
Yeah.
and I said
Yeah.
big was bigger than large.
That's all really hard to that'll be a fun poll. I think because the big ones, I think like we talked about a little bit, a minute, blah blah blah. I think jumbo, giant, large, big. What is the order of those four words from smallest?
Well, what do you put it in?
Oh, if I'm gonna go like food, or let's go like a blanket, right? I feel like big is the smallest.
Big is the smallest.
Oh yeah, I want a
Interesting.
big blanket because like I feel like the opposite of big is small, and so it's like the default, just like it's the default bigger thing. Then I go large, then I go jumbo, then I go giant.
We're like could
'Cause
not
me,
be
for
more messed up.
for a physical thing, I feel like giant. It's like the giant rubber band ball, right?
Yeah.
I think if there was a jumbo rubber band ball, that would be smaller than the giant rubber
Ah,
band ball.
damn. You got me there. My gut said large. First, smallest, biggest. Large, big, giant, jumbo. You got me on the rubber band ball, though. I do think a giant rubber band ball is probably bigger than the jumbo one. So I'm going to flip them, actually, I think, on that.
In fact, if we go a big rubber band ball, I feel like it's smaller than a large rubber band ball. Like a big rubber band ball, I think is like baseball.
No. You're
A
wrong.
large rubber band ball,
You're
I
wrong.
think, is like a basketball size.
No.
A
Because
jumbo rubber band ball is like an exercise ball.
Large
and
is
then the
a
giant
real-
is like a house.
Large is a real size. Like, if we think of sizing, it's like we have, like, and granted, how big that is will vary. Like, if you go to a coffee shop and get a large coffee, a lot of times it is like a 16 or maybe like a 18 ounce or something, 16, 18 ounce. Sometimes it's different at each one where it's like, oh, actually, our like large is a 24 ounce, sure. But it's like a quantifiable size. And even though big, you can sell something and say this is a big thing, like the big gulp, for instance, and that has a real size. It's meant to be like ridiculous. There's a reason that there's like the big gulp is the biggest thing they have. If they called it large gulp, it'd be like, that sounds nasty. And also, like, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, why is this not just a large? Like, oh no, it's bigger than a large. This is the big gulp. It's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
So like, if I think of a truck, it's like large truck or big truck. I feel like the big could be bigger. Like, I don't think there's a world where it's like someone tells me there's a large truck and a big truck, and I think the big truck isn't bigger. Kind of has like that boof to it, that like heft, that like almost like an inflatableness quality. Also, I think with the large versus big, going back to the size thing, a large pair of shoes, I'm thinking like it must just be a large size, like an 11 or something, kind of vibe. Big shoes, now I'm thinking Saurus shoes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Though they could just be really large shoes in defense of the alternative, kind of thing. And then you kind of sold me on the jumbo giant with the steel rubber band balls, so I'll swap those. I'll go jumbo and then I'll go giant.
I
do think jumbo, like you said, is comical.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can kind of meet you in the middle there, because you're right. Like the shoes is really what got me. Oh yeah, like large shoes is just loud. He's got like large shoes, but like big shoes being a way to describe Sora shoes, or like clown shoes, or any of those like comically large shoes.
I also think if we add in the ass factor, large ass shoe, that's some big ass shoe. Like it's like kind of a like large ass is still pretty big.
Yeah,
but like large is also like clinical, like clinically big shoes. Large ass shoes.
Yeah, no, that's
big
fair.
Ass shoe. Yeah.
All right. Well, then so we landed on large, big, jumbo, giant on smallest to grandest.
I'm
sizing.
shaking your hand across the aisle.
There we go.
Okay.
And I think
you had this door thing.
Yeah, this one I stole straight from TikTok. So I don't know if they originally came up with it. I don't know who originally came up with it, but I thought it was an interesting question and perfect for this category. So I want you to imagine a door, right? Like a door in the wall, kind of, going into the bedroom kind of door, right? If you were to describe the door as on or off, how would that equate to open or closed?
Ooh, I do like this.
Like, is the on door open or is the on door closed?
The on door is closed.
Really?
Because when I'm using a door, that means it's closed. Let's get dark for a second.
No, I would make the opposite argument. I would say when you're using the door, it's to walk through it.
No, because I'm going to get toxic for a second. For my example, this hasn't happened to me. One of the few bad things that hasn't happened to me. You know those toxic parents that will take your door away?
I've seen those.
Have you heard of those? This is fucked up. I'm sorry if this happened to you.
It didn't happen to me, but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen to me, but yeah. I feel like that's making it so that you can't turn the door on. Because that's the whole function of the door, really, is to protect. If you just need to walk through something, that could just be a hallway. It could be a corridor. It could be
if you need to seal something
set of blinds.
Though, my argument is if you need to seal something off, that's just a wall. I feel like a door. If a door is broken, it can be one of the other thing. It could be either a hallway or a wall, right? And it's like kind of like broken escalators or just stairs kind of scenario. But I feel like the point of a door is to walk through it. So if you cannot walk through it, if a door is broken,
you can't close it. No, the point is to close it.
No, the point is to walk through it.
That's why we have doors.
To walk through.
No, so you're saying...
How else do we get in somewhere?
Why do we need to walk through? Why can't we just take the doors off from the front? No, okay, why don't we take the doors off the front of our apartment?
Because you want to... Oh, like, and just have like an open gap kind of thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're saying the point's to walk through it, just cut the middleman out. Let's rip the door off and throw it away. Donate it. We got no door. Why don't we have the door?
I guess... that's a good point.
Because if the point's to walk through when it's open, then why would we ever close it if the point's to walk through?
That is a good point.
The point is to close it. And that's why parents take the door away. Because what you need to do is close it. And they're like, fuck you. You can't close it now. Good luck sleeping or changing your pants or whatever the fuck. I don't know. The door close thing is crazy to me. I'm not a parent. Maybe I'll feel differently. I don't think I will. I feel like if it's just that extreme, there's got to be another way. Like
taking doors off.
You can't just be taking people's doors away. And I understand the whole keeping the door open for certain things, the safety and kids doing drugs and stuff. I understand the politics of the door, but to just take the door away, we gotta come up with something before we taking the doors off the hinges.
So here's the question though: are we getting too into the weeds of a door's locking or unlocking, and not just open and closing?
No, I'm talking about just closing. Like, I think a door is on when it's closed. Whether you lock it or not, I mean, that's up to you. That's like, to me, if we think of like light switch, that's like changing the color of the bulb almost. That's like, you're still using the door, closing the door. Yeah, the door's...
Hold on, wait a minute.
The door's used when it's closed.
Now, in my head, if you had doors on a light switch, and I flip the light switch up, I would expect the door to open though.
Fuck.
Right? Right?
Yeah, because that's like you're kind of turning the door into a gate.
I mean, what is a door but a gate for a wall? You know, that's just that is what it is.
I'm sorry, I think we have too much time on our hands.
Yeah, a little bit.
These kind of
A little bit.
When I'm not opening my emails, it's because I'm thinking of these things. Sitting and pondering. I don't know. I mean, so my gut says that's a good point in that, like, turning it on, like if it was from an app, like how we have the home app on our phone, turning it on does feel like it would be opening it. Mm-hmm. But I think if we could set it ourselves, I think we would probably set it so that it would be closing it.
I don't think we would, because at the end of the night we go through and we flip all of our lights off, and we would flip the door off and expect it to close.
I don't know. I do like you got me almost there with because I do think it's like it feels like on would be open and off would be closed, but I feel like the function of the door is to be closed. Mm-hmm. Like that's when the door is like putting in the most work.
The
door's open, the door might as well not be there. Yeah, the door is really doing the work when it's closed.
But I feel like I think that's almost pigeonholing the door. This is a weird podcast. I feel like that's almost pigeonholing the door into being something that is either open or closed, when the door is meant to be something that opens and closes.
You did get me though for the, like, in Resident Evil, for instance, when you, like, the idea of turning, like, flipping the door on feels like it would be opening it.
Yeah.
But also that's like, I'm putting it in a Resident Evil context where you're always trying to get through doors. So
not always.
But again, the door is doing its job. The door is to keep you out. The job of the door is to be like, you know.
But is that the door just existing though? Is that the door just existing? And it's not until you activate the door that it opens up.
Okay.
You know? I think I'm team.
The door's job is to police, to enforce. That's the meaning of the door.
To lock out.
Yes. The door is there to keep you out. The fact that it can let you in, it's letting you in, but it's keeping you out, you know?
I don't know, man.
All right, well.
Yeah.
That's
where do you
interesting,
land?
though. You kind of got me with the apps.
Your team on is closed?
I'm still team on is closed, but you did partially win me over with the if it was set up as a switch, like on our... Which, again, it's the same question you initially asked, but you presented it in a different way. Mm-hmm. Where I was like, maybe it would be like, it'd be weird to hit on and then it'd be closed in a way. But mostly just because, but the reason that I think that it feels weirder presented in that scenario is that I feel like I associate on with like positive things, and it doesn't feel like being, like it feels like it's going into its shell. If it was like an animal versus like, I don't know, hanging out. It's weird. I don't want to talk about this anymore. We're done. Goodbye. Write in and let us know in the YouTube comments or on socials where you land here. I think this is it's sad that this was like mostly from TikTok, because I think this was probably the most interesting one because I never thought of it. But also all of these things have been talked about like a million 100%. Times in different capacities. So okay, that concludes our perspectives questions segment. And now you know a little bit more about the fucked up ways we see the world. And that brings us to Poll the Show.
Poll the Show.
Poll the Show. Last week, we asked for your thoughts on, is this up to date? What game are you currently playing and what movies? Okay. The weeks went together. It's been a minute since we recorded it, hasn't it? It's only been a week. Okay. We asked what game you're currently playing and what the last movie you saw in theaters was. Isaiah, what did the people have to say?
We have a pretty good spread of the games that people are playing. We got Breath of the Wild. This person in particular says they have a new baby girl, so ensuring it's a slow endeavor. Esoteric Ebb, which I remember hearing about that game.
Someone
finally took the plunge into Baldur's Gate 3. We have not finished it.
They said, "Have you finished it?" No.
We have not finished it. I think I've gotten.
But I thought about it today. That makes you
when
feel
I
better.
read this question.
No, I thought about it before that then, but that's all. Just a thought.
Yeah, just only a thought. I would love to play some more of it. I want to get past Act 1 at some point in my life. We're playing together, so we'll see. Another place to play Windrose. We got some Pokemon Legends ZA, Hades 2, Persona 5 Royale, Death Stranding 2, and Marathon. I see both of our alts made it into this poll. Me with Marathon and you with Persona 5.
Yeah.
And
I remember when I was playing Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah. Oh man, it was a while too. And then for what was the last movie you saw in theaters? We actually have a pretty good spread here as well. We have some people have seen A Quiet Place. Some people went to go see Hoppers, which is I think that new Pixar movie. Primate, which I'm not familiar with that movie. Would have to look it up. Most people though, it's Project Hail Mary. The majority of our responders talked about that. Terrifier 3? I don't even know what that is. Sounds like a scary movie though, so it makes sense why I probably wouldn't know it. And then you're actually no, I think we saw this at home. Fantastic Four: First Steps.
I don't think I saw it. You might have saw it with Edwin.
I definitely saw it
y'all
with
watched
Edwin.
it?
I thought you were there too, because we watched Thunderbolts, and then I thought we did this.
I think I wasn't there for the Fantastic Four part, but I was there for Thunderbolts.
Okay, maybe I'm just mixing the two then. So yeah, a good spread, good list. I'm interested in seeing Project Hail Mary. I don't know if I'll go to theaters to see it, but I gotta finish reading Artemis and figure out everything else in that world. That like weird. Was it the author? Is it?
I forget his name.
Man, yeah, I'm blanking on it now. But I think it's the same author.
Isn't it like Andy Weir?
Yeah,
or something?
Andy Weir. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough not to. I know people have been like really hot on that movie. They're like, it's really good, but it just looks so much like what's that one movie I do like about space? Interstellar. It's giving like we have Interstellar at home. That's what it looks like. I hear it's like no, it's like its own thing. It's really cool, but I'm like, it just kind of looks like an Interstellar dude. And something about who's the lead actor in Hail Mary again?
Oh,
is it Ryan Gosling? It's like some like classic like hot guy. What's
is
his
that
name?
right? It's Ryan something. Now I'm blanking on the name.
I'll read the rest while you look that up. But something about him.
Yes, Ryan Gosling.
Whoever he is. Yeah, something about him. He looks. Maybe it's because I know him too much in a way. Like he looks like he is playing a role. Maybe it's the blonde. Like it looks fake. It just everything about it looks fake to me. I just can't. I don't know. We had some write-ins as well. So people giving us props to the content. Thank you for the kind words. Saying that they want to hear more about our anime opinions in the future as we watch more shows together or otherwise. And then someone had something really funny. I started reading ahead and I was like holding in my laughter. They said, I have a theory. Canceling counts as doing something. Think about it. When you do nothing, you just kind of stay passive. But canceling, you have to actively plan something and then actively decide to cancel. So that counts as doing something.
I mean,
I'm with you a little bit. There's something about I definitely think canceling plans is definitely chill when it's like not affecting anybody else. It's definitely like, I kind of really like to cancel when there's like some, I said I'd go to this friend's thing and I'm not there like that. I feel like I just power through that. Even if I get tired. But it's like, I have plans to go see something and then I cancel. It's like, that just hit. I will say it hits. I don't know if it counts as doing something, but it hits better than never having the plan. It's like if I did nothing on a Saturday, that's just like I did nothing on a Saturday. But if I was going to do something and then I didn't, it's like now I decided not to do something and that's a thing. Haters will say that sounds a little bit sad, but I think you're onto something because there is something there it's very funny. Thank you for writing.
I agree. Yeah. 100%.
This week, what are we asking the people?
This week, I think we're going to be asking about their hate to love gateway game. Is there a game that they started out really hating and then eventually came around to saying that they would like it, or not? Maybe they are like, no, hated game is hate it, keep it there. And then for the not games, I'm going to pull some of these perspectives and figure out a way to kind of ask them. Definitely asking the door question. Would love to get people's opinions on that. Definitely the large, big, jumbo, giant. I think those two for sure. And then maybe a third fun one that I might pick and choose here. Maybe one we didn't talk about on the pod. Secret perspectives question.
Secret options for sure. All right. And that is it for this week. You can send us your questions and topics to the email inbox at gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of I'm laughing a bit because my mic like squeaked earlier. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Cinco de Amantes.
And if you're an audio listener, remember that you can get the video version over on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment, as it helps us get the show in front of more people. If you're an audio listener, wait, I already said that. Give us a follow also on social media. I scrolled and I got lost.
Tough
in my
close
scripts.
this week.
yeah, it's a really tough close. Give us a follow on social media. We're pretty much everywhere at Games and Not Games. So that's mainly Blue Sky, TikTok, Twitch, and Backlogged. And until next time, gang.
Gang.
Peace.